Good morning, dear students. How are you all? So, dear student, in the second video of class 9, we will talk about the centrifugation. Now, the question is why we are talking about the centrifugation and where this method is actually used. Okay, so centrifugation is actually a process where you can use instead of filtration. Means in the filtration, actually we separate the suspended particles from a liquid, and in the centrifugation also we are actually separating the thing. But in the case of this centrifugation, the suspended particles are very small in size, but in the filtration the suspended particles are big in size. Okay na? So that's why we cannot use to separate the small size particle by the filtration. So that's why centrifugation we are talking about. And you can see here the centrifugations. uh, so we can separate out the small suspended particles quickly by applying centrifugation. And one more thing, filtration takes lots of time. But in the centrifugation it takes very minimum time. In within less than a minute it will give you the filter product. Okay na? The filtration or separation would occur. Okay na? So you can see here what is that centrifugation is that. But second thing, and here you can see this method is applied to separate the suspended particles of a substance from a liquid or mixture of the miscible liquid. You should know what is miscible liquid. Miscible liquids are the liquid which actually completely mix into one another. And in centrifugation, one thing you also have to note down, the liquids both have different densities. Here you can note down. So the liquids which have different densities only can be separated with the help of centrifugation. Okay na, dear student? Now principle of separation, it is important. When this centrifuge, what is a centrifuge? Centrifuge is a machine by which you can do the separation. Okay na, centrifugation uh, is possible in the centrifuge machine. So that has some rotatory blade. I will show you the picture and you will understand that it has a rotatory blade. And when that rotatory blade rotate with high speed, more dense component of the mixer migrate away from the axis. Migrate, more dense, you should note down, more dense migrate away from the axis is present at the center. Okay, while less dense component migrates towards the axis. Okay na? So you have understood. Now you can see the machine used for centrifugation is called centrifuge. Now you can see here, yes, this one is the uh, picture of centrifuge machine. Okay na? So you can see this one here. I will show you. This one is center axis of centrifuge, and this one is clear liquid. Okay na? In this liquid I will take this one. You can say 1 2 3 4 4 rotatory blades are there, rotatory tubes are there. Sorry, blades, not rotatory tubes. Okay na? And in that rotatory tubes we will feel, if we will fill some liquid. Okay na? And we will adjust into that one. That is a place that you can take one cube, one this shape of that tube you can take out, and in that the liquid which I have to separate we will keep in this one. Okay na? And then I will take this tube and fit into first one, second one, third one, fourth one. And when I will connect it with the source of power supply, then it will rotate with a high speed, and then that it will follow that principle. What was the principle was that you can see the maximum. Here you can see the more dense component of the mixture migrate away from the axis, and the less dense component migrate towards the axis. So you can see here the more dense particles will away, and less dense will migrate towards the axis. This was the center of axis. As you can see here, it is written axis of centrifuge. So it will move towards the axis, and like that the separation can be finished. Okay na, dear student? First liquid, second liquids, and you can take out your cubette, and that you can do that one. Okay. So separation of two liquids will be quickly you will perform, the centrifuge machine will perform. Now the next topic is physical change. You have to understand what is physical change. Physical change is very simple. The temporary change, the temporary change in which no new substance form. Suppose I have taken salt plus water, salt plus water. What it will give? It will give saline. It will give saline. And here in the saline, no new substance is forming. Okay, now only salty water is there. So that one is the physical change. During physical change, no change in the chemical composition takes place. Suppose salt is NaCl and H2O is water. Okay, na? So in this you will not see NaCl will change to give NaOH. No, that type of changes will not occur. Okay, na? Would not occur. Okay, so you should know this one. There is no changes in the physical composition. Chemical composition takes place. Okay, now the second thing, what is properties of physical change? You can say change in interparticle space or interparticle forces causes change in physical state of a substance during a physical state. That means this is the property of a physical change, that during a physical change, interparticle space or interparticle forces causes change in physical state. Why physical state will change? Because you know, if I have solid, then if its interparticle space will increase, then it is changing into the liquid state. So that's why this is the properties of physical change. Okay, now second one, formation of new substance does not take place. Yes, it is clear. Salt plus water, it will give you salty water. That one is not a new substance. That one is a property. That one is salt and water dissolved to give a that salty water. Okay, now so that is not a new substance. And physical change can be reversed by reversing the condition. And how we can see? You can take salt plus water. Okay, what it will give? It will give saline. If I will reverse the condition, if I will evaporate this, if I will use some heating, if I will keep this in the sunlight, what will happen? The water will evaporate and salt you will get it back. So this is the thing, this is the properties that you can reverse that conditions. If you will reverse the condition, you will get your reactant, you will get your whatever the things you have taken, you will get it back. Okay, now composition of the substance does not change during a physical change, and it is true, composition is not changed. Okay, during physical change there is no large energy change. It is also true because the chemical compositions only exothermic, highly exothermic reactions actually take place in the chemical composition, chemical changes, but in the physical changes there is no large energy change. What are the example of physical changes? Melting of ice and freezing of water. This one is physical change. If I will talk about the melting of ice, if I will take this melting of ice and if I will keep this into the freezer, again I will get ice back. So ice to water, water to ice, again and again. So this one is the example. Boiling of the water, if you will allow that water to cool, that vapor will condense to give you liquid. Okay, the breaking of glass, if the glass will break, then pieces of glass would be there and you will get the broken part of the glass. That one is also the physical changes. Okay, dear student, dissolution of common salt, and this one again, this one is a physical change. Okay, dear student, so example of physical change, glowing of an electric bulb. This one is also the physical change. Once the light will go, the bulb, and if the light will come, that will again start glowing. So this one is a physical changes. Okay, now dear student, so with this I will say thank you all of you. Take care of yourself. Thank you.